Your circumstances are not a cage, and you can still create your way to your dream life even from where you stand. Listen, you don't need to have all the resources and time in the world to make your dreams come true. It really doesn't even have anything to do with your circumstances. It has everything to do with you stepping into the identity of the version of you who already has it. So, I'm going to fill you in on how your choices are constantly casting votes for a version of you. And you get to decide if it's going to be the version of you that you've been, who you are, or who you want to be. Because the one who has your dream life already is waiting on you. So, let's really get into it. I was a single mom with a tiny but mighty village for many years of my life. And so I know what it looks like to look around at your circumstances of where you are standing and wonder how on earth are you supposed to get to this dream life? I knew I wanted to be remarried again someday and have a family. And from where I was standing, especially the more that the years went by, the longer that I was staring at my circumstances, like, how am I supposed to even make this work in the first place? Because all I see is the fact that it doesn't exist. So I do not want to downplay that at all. I'm making light of it, but I don't want to downplay it because it is very real when you are staring your circumstances dead in the face and wondering how you are supposed to get from there to this beautiful dream life that you are envisioning. And if you stay stuck staring at your circumstances, it will start to feel like a cage that you can't get your way out of. And your circumstances are temporary, whatever the case may be. It is not a forever place unless you give in to the idea that you're really stuck in these circumstances and you're caged in. But if you can just hang in here with me for a little bit, let's explore what it really looks like to set aside your circumstances. Because whether you have all the resources, time, money, energy in the world, even if you had all of the perfect circumstances, it doesn't mean that there is going to be this red carpet experience from here to your dream life. So, even underneath the most perfect conditions, there are still going to be challenges. There's still going to be things that don't go as planned. There's still going to be things that you have to overcome in order to get there. So let's just set aside the circumstances for a moment and let's look at this like a dream house. Let's say time and money is no object, and you have just been gifted with the opportunity to have your dream home built. And you get to go and check out this space where your home is going to be built, and they've already got the frame up. And you are looking at this frame, and all it really is a bunch of wood and studs at this point. And that's not the most glamorous designer image out there, right? The wood and the studs, it's very plain, very basic, okay? And it doesn't quite look like your dream home yet. You are still in the process of imagining what it's going to look like when it's fully built. And you, along your path to your dream life, is the same thing. You don't look at the studs and get discouraged like it's not happening. You know that, in fact, this is just a part of the process. And you working towards your dream life is no different. And in all honesty, it's really not about what stage that the home is in right now. All you have to really do is stay focused on the identity of the person who's already living in the dream home right? It's you holding on to that vision and continuing to move through the process. It's the same thing with you working towards your dream life. It's not about having all the right circumstances and materials and all of the things. It's about you owning the identity that the dream home is already yours. It's just being built. And that's the same thing that's happening with your dream life. So, who is the person who already is living in the dream home? How do you care for it? How do you nurture it? How do you handle yourself throughout the process of it being built? Because one of the things that I love to see on the gram, I love to see how people are renovating their homes and how they take it from this plain walled box to this beautiful new living space. And I really love the ones who break down the different things that didn't work out as they are bringing this dream space to life, because there's cabinets that need to be reordered. There is things that come and it's not the right size, it doesn't fit right, or it somehow was damaged and now they have to order new materials, or sometimes change the materials all to begin with. So, you working towards your dream life is just like you building your dream home. There is a process. There's a foundation that has to be laid. There is framing that has to be done first in order for everything else to be built. You can't build the walls without having the proper framing. So, you working towards your dream life is the very same. Who do you have to be in order to go through that process and do it with some character, with some integrity, with some dignity, with some kindness and grace? Who is the person who already has it? If you can embody that, it makes the process that much easier. I want to address a couple of aspects here because I noticed a trend in my comments. I heard from a single mom who had a very small village, just like I did, and it was really hard for her to imagine even no longer being a single mom and being in her desired relationship state and having whatever her idea of family is. And that one touched my heart so much because it just reminded me of that time in my life. And I would have enjoyed it so much more and not looked at it with so much dread if I had this mindset back then. This took me a long time to learn. So, see the positives in your current circumstances and just know that this is temporary. And when you are in your ideal situation, how will you be handling those things? And really shifting to focus in on, if I was already in my dream relationship, if I already had the support that I needed, how would I operate today? Even if you just take 5 minutes and operate like someone who has support, what would you do with those 5 to 10 minutes that you have support? If that's all that you can spare right now, how would it feel? What would you do? Would you read a book? Would you meditate, sit in silence? Would you listen to a little bit of a new album and just relax with your favorite beverage? I mean, what would you do? And maximize that 5 to 10 minutes if that's all that you have. It is just giving yourself even a glimpse of what that might look like, what it might feel like. That's how you embody that identity today. Because those 5 to 10 minutes, that's you casting a vote for the version of you who already has it. And then the more that you practice that, the more that you realize that you don't even need your circumstances to change. in order for you to experience it now. It's really about creating those experiences for yourself right here and right now, even if nothing changed. But there is a change that's happening, and the change is you. You are making the change. You are starting to see yourself differently in a new way because now you're realizing how powerful you actually are, and you can experience some space, some freedom even now. One of the things I love to do is plan a vacation. I love to look forward to something, and planning a vacation gives me that thrill. Planning the vacation is just as fun for me as going on the vacation because I've researched what restaurants I want to go to. What do I plan to do when I'm there? I'm looking for travel. I am booking the place. I'm scoping out the places that I want to really stay in and selecting the best one. It's all of those things that go into it that I enjoy. So, even just creating the vision, that is something that you can do now, and it doesn't require you to spend a dime. Research is free, visualizing is free. So it's not so much about having everything perfect as it is you deciding what is something you can do from this space. Matter of fact, let me give you your journal prompt right now. What are the bones of the house that I'm building right now? And what is one vote I can cast today for the woman who already lives there? Listen, friend, I can't stress enough. Circumstances are not your cage. They are the building blocks to you building your way to the future you dreamed of, okay? You don't have to have all the resources in the world. I'm going to quote Smokey's mama in Friday, and she said, make it enough. So if you don't have the money today, you can still make it enough because there are things that you can do that don't require money. Start doing your internet shopping for the things that your outfits that you want to wear on your trip. It doesn't cost you anything to click something and put it in a cart. I'm not even saying that you got to buy what's in the cart, but it's fun to start browsing around and seeing, like, okay, what would I wear for dinner on the first night? What would I wear to the pool the next afternoon? These are things that you can do that don't require money. It just requires you to be open enough to start embodying the identity of the version of you who already has it, friend. So, where can you let go of some of this pressure that you feel to look at these circumstances that you're living right now as something that's permanent? Because this is temporary. When I was going through my single season of 10 plus years, heavy on it, friend, there were times when I doubted I was ever gonna get remarried, that I'd ever meet someone that I felt worthy enough to marry. And all of the fears and all of the doubts, they really did weigh heavy on me for many of those years. And once again, it took me a very long time to realize that I had just been focusing on the wrong thing. And because my focus had been so heavy on the circumstances, I felt caged within them. You don't have to live in the cage, friend. The door has always been open, and you have always had the power to walk through it. Now it's about owning the identity, stepping into it before your circumstances even change, because it really is your identity that makes the biggest shift of all. It's who you are being, and every choice that you make, Every thought that you have, they're always casting votes for a version of you. It could be the past version of you that has been struggling. It could be the version of you now that feels like you are still stuck in a cage. Or it can be the version of you that you want to become, the one who's already living your dream life. It's always your choice, and you're always casting votes for the life that you want to live and who you want to be. So, where are you casting your votes at, friend? I hope that you love this video just as much as I loved making it for you. Let me tell you what to fill me in on in the comments, okay? What's one circumstance you've been letting hold you back? And what's your next right aligned step? All that matters is you deciding from your positive, optimistic place, what is the next best aligned step for me to take? Because that, friend, is where you want to be. That's where you want to be building your dream life from, not the person who recognizes it's not here yet, because that will just keep you stuck and frustrated. When we can enjoy our lives, even right now, even when everything is not perfect, even when what you want next is not here yet, that doesn't even matter because you can touch the dream today. So, what's your next step going to be? Okay, friend, I have loved our time together and I'm sending you big virtual hugs. And listen, to know me is to know I love myself so much, I don't play about me. And if you hang out with me long enough, you will love yourself so much that you won't play about you either. Okay, friend? I will. See you in the comments, and I'll meet you in the next video tomorrow.